Well, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Washington is willing to pursue diplomacy with Iran, but that Tehran must show it is serious about talks. He's attending the annual meeting of foreign ministers of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, known as ASEAN. Speaking in Manila, he said the US will defend freedom of navigation through the Strait of Hormuz.
If we create a precedent in the Middle East where a nation state can decide that they are going to control an international waterway, charge a toll, and if you don't pay them, blow up your ships, we have created a very dangerous precedent, which will repeat itself in other parts of the world, including in this region. So what is at stake here is not simply the issue of what's happening in the Straits of Hormuz. It's a very fundamental principle about freedom of navigation. And if that is threatened, then I think the global economy is threatened, and the rules which have underpinned 150 years of international trade and commerce are also threatened.
Protesters gathered outside those ASEAN talks in Manila. Many are angry at Rubio's presence and his role in the US war on Iran. ASEAN member states have expressed concern over the conflict in the Middle East, which has driven up prices in the region. Barnaby has more from Manila.
Anti-US protesters are attempting to get to the venue of the foreign ministers meeting of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, here in Manila. But as you can see, police are blocking them. They want to send a message to US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who's participating in bilateral and multilateral meetings. They want to tell him that they denounce the United States war on Iran and that he is a war criminal.
The US, especially under Trump, has been the world's foremost war criminal. A government that has been known to bomb and kill peoples in Palestine, in Iran, in the Philippines, and in many other places where their permanent presence exists and where military basing continues.
Rubio says he's attending the regional blocs meeting to strengthen ties with member states and to reaffirm the United States' commitment to defending the Philippines in the event of an armed attack on its oldest treaty ally in Asia. But these protesters say the Philippine government is dragging the country into conflict by allowing US troops into several bases across the country, by conducting more joint military exercises and naval exercises on Philippine soil.
His visit will lead to more US military bases in the Philippines. His visit will lead to the further plunder of our natural resources. So we are here to condemn the Marcos government for colluding with the US.
Foreign ministers of ASEAN did call on the US and Iran to stop fighting so that commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz can resume unimpeded. But as the meetings here are taking place, another violent encounter between the Philippine Navy and Chinese Coast Guard happened in the South China Sea, underscoring wider support for the Philippines alliance with the US. Now, these protesters say they also condemn what they say is Chinese aggression, but they say the Philippines' alliance with the US isn't the answer. Barnaby, Al Jazeera, Manila.